כן, מוסקבה. Moscow.
Yes, Moscow. Moscow.
Rav, what is the 10? What does it mean to think of a 10?
The 10 is all that is associated, all that is in reality, in all of the reality of all the worlds, of all that developed from the four phases of direct light, is called 110. Malchut of Ein Sof that has 10 sfirot of Igulim, complete, filled with the light of Ein Sof, that is a 10. And other than it, there is nothing. And the Creator is the light of Ein Sof that fills it. Then, this system of the 10 sfirot of Igulim go through all kinds of transformations. They go through all kinds of transformations, and first of all, what occurs with them? The thought of creation transitions them from a state of an igul, of a circle, into an isolated, individualistic form. This is like in math we do integrals. For those who know that, as we have, let's say, circles, igulim. These are the circles, the igulim, 10 igulim. Let's say 4 or 5, doesn't matter. We make from them so that there will be work, individualistic work, to be able to divide it between people, between the individuals in the system. And for all those individuals, each to do his work, each resemble the Creator, because you can't at once do this. So we do the work in the form of well, yes, this is, let's say, differential. Integral and differential, which is the opposite. So we make the work in slices. So here we have 10 slices, and here we have 5, or you can also say 10, but 5. Let's say 5 worlds. We divide the work, and this divides to more and more and more and more. Each of us carries out some kind of work. Let's say that's my cell, and that's his cell, and like that, we're doing some kind of work. All together, we are doing work, dx, which is differential, and here we're doing work again in connection between us. In connection between us, and that's integral work, truly from zero to eternity. Once again, reconnecting. That's what happens all together. That's the whole system. Why is it done this way? Through restrictions, shatterings, descents, and everything, in order to give each and every detail the ability to discover Ein Sof fully from within its quality. Because it can't be done from the first state. This is called the state of Aleph, or the first stage. This is Bet, or the second stage, and this is Gimel, the third stage. It's impossible in the first stage to do this, because everyone is integrally intermixed, and in such a way we're not capable. The creatures are not capable. You can't break the creature for him to be opposite the Creator, and for him to know the Creator from his oppositeness, and for him to be a circle. Because circle is perfection already. It's the small Creator, a circle, or bigger Creator. So you need to break him, you need to shatter him, so that you can give him discernments. like sideways and corners, limitation in short. And for him, through that limitation, will attain eternality, spirituality, perfection. Actually, what you're attaining is interconnection. It's called perfection, but it's interconnection in everyone. That gives the feeling of the Creator. That's the perfection. And it's impossible to do it any other way unless we go through the second stage. That's all our work. Why did we talk about this? For the 10, yes. We need to long. We need to long from this first stage through second stage to the third stage. So therefore, when are we talking about correction? When we already have a 10 before us, in such a way that we're kind of organizing ourselves, just like the kindergarten teacher comes and she sorts the kids that way. From that, we already start the correction. Where? When? From Abraham we started this correction, and also in us, in an individual way. We have come to a certain place where we're organizing, but it's always intense. That's already the tendency towards integrality, towards the true connection of the upper force. That's it. Yes, Akoka. This is clear, yes? This should be understood. You need to get used to see before you this reality. It's much easier. It's understood. It gives you the possibility to control with your intellect over your emotions. What can you do? God forbid you get some kind of X-ray picture. So what can you do? This is a fact, and this is what I need against that to do something. There's the disease, and against that we have the medicine, and that's how we do. When it's before our eyes this way, in a form that is objective, let's say, above our feelings, it's a fact. It is something you can work with. Yes.
About your drawing, it's a result of the question that a person asked what a 10 is, and you gave him an explanation that for me it's a revolution, because all of reality just became a 10. You said Malchut of Ein Sof, all the worlds.
Do you see? It's for the first time Mr. Akoka is hearing that all of reality is 10 Sfirot. You thought it was 9?
I have no problem that all reality is 10 Sfirot, but the definition was you have friends and that's your 10. Then we said maybe.
You see? A guy who studies and is here and invests himself, how long it takes until all of a sudden he hears what he heard 1,000 times. That's how we all are. Wonderful. I'm happy. Yes.
So what I'm trying to understand is, so now I have to relate to everything that moves that it's a 10.
Not that it's the 10, but it's the part of the 10, all of creation. Wait. What's here is called Olam Ein Sof, the world of Ein Sof. The world of Ein Sof. Here is the 5 worlds, the 5 Olamot. And here again, the world of Ein Sof, the corrected world of Ein Sof. Well, that's the first, second, and third stage that we learn.
The state we're in, this world, it's also in the drawing or it's not there?
Everything is 110. There's no more than it. It's not 3 like I drew here. I drew this for the sake of the understanding of the process. But you don't have any more Everything is Ein Sof. Therefore, all our Reshimot, all our mans rise to the Malchut of Ein Sof, and everything descends from there. Shechina, divinity, is in truth called Malchut Ein Sof, filled with the light of Ein Sof. That is the permanent place. That's the only thing that exists. We should say it that way.
So the 10 isn't my 10 already. It's not Bnei Baruch anymore. It's much more than all of humanity's 110.
Of course, the true 10 is with all the souls, with all the Kabbalists, with all that was there and will be and was. All is 110. But we are talking from the point of what we can scrutinize. Where are we? We're in the second state. We're in the second stage. We're here in the second stage. And we need to fill here our stage and as much as possible to push everyone. We are in a special situation. We're in a state in which we are seemingly at the top today of the second stage. That's according to the role, not according to the attainment. There's a difference between role and attainment. Like the children who are born today. So they are in the head of the generation, the Rosh of the generation. Us too. We are here as we are leading the rest of humanity, and even the souls of the great righteous are seemingly below us, because they too in their work are dependent on our man, on our work. Of course, they're awakening us, and it's concealed, but in short, today we need to take all of this integral form, the five worlds with the Partzufim and Sfirot and everything, with that differential, meaning this individualistic parts, seemingly individual parts, and to collect them until we come to a circle. Yes. Now, what is called the igul, a circle? Rosh. The goof is always square. In the Rosh, there are no limitations. Only in the goof, in the body, there's limitation. So we need to bring the goof closer to the Torah of the Rosh, to the form of the Rosh. And that's how we advance from Partzuf to igul. Yes.
What I'm trying to understand is the development when we go in the second state. Because in the beginning, to make a correction, for you to have a 10, so you had your friends, your 10 friends. Then you have a group, then you have all of BB, now you also have the whole world. So it's not clear to me how to develop such an ability to hold this whole thing. How can you get into concern of so many circles at once?
The upper light organizes everything. It sorts everything. There's no problem. I'm telling you that it's in the initial degrees, even before spiritual absorption, you will start to identify these things in the world. For this, you don't even need spiritual attainment. This is a simple matter. You can, from this, build your intro lecture. And to continue to explain in it all kinds of things without spreading yourself up so much to all the rest. Yes?
When you explain this second state, you said we're there because of our role. How can a person feel or live his life from understanding that he has a role?
When he understands the system and starts being concerned for the whole system, when he starts caring for the whole system, he needs with force to try to go out of concern for himself and to enter the whole, well, actually the dissemination work.